Hi everybody, thanks for stopping at the Cranberry Cornstalk YouTube channel, the channel where we share love for primitive decor. We make a lot of primitive decor and we show you where we sell it in our little local gift shop in Worthington, Pennsylvania. And sometimes we share little snippets of our own personal life, and we're turning these leftovers into something magical. Rag scraps. I'm using pieces from last week's video. You can see if you go back. And I was making this little sweet state fair hot air balloon decor. There's nothing wasted. Everything is repurposed, and wait till you see how this comes together. It's got that vintage fair charm, a little bit of whimsy. It's one of those pieces that just makes you smile when you walk by. However, I think I mentioned in the last video that I was going to maybe make several of them, but after completing this one, it was a lot of fun, but it's too complicated. It was actually a big project. So, but we have it in the store up for sale, and every time I make something I learn something. This one I didn't finish the painting real clearly because I wanted to sand it off anyway, so that's why you see the messy painting. But this one has that old-time fair feel, a little bit of nostalgia, and a whole lot of sweet little country charm. I loved it, and like I said, it is hanging in the store over there, and you can see it in person if you come in to see us. Our hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 1 to 6 in Worthington, PA on Main Street, and we are actually extending our hours on Friday and Saturday. To every time we go to open the store, we have people waiting for us at 1, so we thought maybe we better move it a little bit to adjust to everybody's work schedules. So that's what we're doing here. I hope you had a good week, and tell me a little bit in our comment section. I never ask for comments, but tell me what you think of this little primitive state fair hot air balloon, or country fair. I'm not sure. I just love the vibe for it, and I hope you like it too. I'm going to share some other things with you as we go out throughout the video, but don't forget to like and you go down and click the thumbs up, and if you could share our video with your friends so that they, or at least talk about us so that they can look us up on YouTube as well, and they can make some of our primitive decor items. Let's get started.
He came in on a storm with a grin full of sin, a fiddle on his back and the cold on his skin. No coin in his pocket, no name to be said, but he played like the devil and danced like the dead.
He sat by the fire, didn't speak, didn't smile, tuned up his strings, stared at us for a while. Then he played us a reel that bent time at the seams, and the drinks all turned bitter and folks stopped their schemes.
Play one more, we begged him, don't go just yet. But the fire hissed low and the floorboards were wet. Now they say if you dance when the fiddler moans, you'll wake up with frost where you once had bones. He plays for the lost, he plays for the brave. He'll charm you to death, then dance on your grave.
Fiddler's bones, you can't hear and not pay.
Hey!
Fiddler's bones, you can't hear and not pay.
Play it fast, play it loud, steal our breath and thrill the crowd. Spin the notes like a curse in the air, but play one too long and you'll vanish right there. Old Maggie still swears he took Seamus that night. The lad danced so wild till his face went white. He dropped like a stone with his boots still warm, and the fiddler just smiled like that was the norm.
He's gone when the sun creeps over the ridge, but the tavern still echoes from beam to bridge. And when the wind hums through the eaves just so, you'd swear that his bow's still dragging below. No grave ever held him, no name on his sign, just a shadow in rhythm and a curse kept in time. Now they say if you dance when the fiddler moans, you'll wake up with frost where you once had bones. He plays for the bold, he plays for the damned, and the faster you spin,
The tighter he's planned.
Fiddler's bones, you can't flee from his hand. Fiddler's bones, you can't flee from his hand.
They can play it fast, play it loud, steal our breath and thrill the crowd. That will spin the notes like a curse in the air, but play one too long and you'll vanish right there.
So if you hear strings in a storm down the path, don't follow the sound and don't tempt his wrath.
Some songs are for singing, some songs are a snare, and some tunes will drag you to God knows where.
Now they say if you dance when...
Hi everybody, thanks for stopping at the Cranberry Cornstalk YouTube channel, the channel where we share our love for primitive decor. I try to share a video every week about what goes on behind the scenes in my little handmade gift shop in Worthington, Pennsylvania. And this week I am just going to share a little bit about something we started new. We were trying to do Facebook Live videos to sell some of our stuff on there and reach out to people. That seems to be where the majority of our customers are from, is Facebook and that kind of age range and that type of people. So we started out 2 weeks ago doing our first Facebook Live, and it was hilariously bad. Okay guys, hello. Thank you for stopping at the Cranberry Cornstalk. This is our first live sale that we're going to do. So they could not see the screen at all. Everything behind, we were in front of a window, so the entire screen was really foggy and fuzzy or blurry, however you want to say that. Could hardly see me. I was presenting, and then the view that we had was so wide, I guess, that you were seeing the whole store and not even hardly what we were trying to share as far as items to sell. So anybody that would have seen the numbers would not have been able to read them. Another thing is I will take responsibility. I was afraid to do them. I don't like the way I look, you know, the whole 9 yards. We're all the same. I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way I sound. I just kept putting it off for probably a couple years even, and I just thought I have to just do it because that's where our customers are. So I did bite the bullet, do our first one. So bad, but we learned from it, and I kept it only to Facebook, and I didn't go public. I just went to my friends because I thought maybe my friends would be easier on me than is if I put out to the public, because I know the public's used to seeing Facebook Lives. Well, I'm not used to doing them, so I did put it out just for my friends on Facebook, my personal friends on my personal page. But I'm going to share some of it with you here on my YouTube channel to show you how funny it was and how bad it was. But then we moved on to the next week, which was this past Tuesday, and it was still bad, but it wasn't quite as bad as the one before. Hi everybody, thanks for stopping at the Cranberry Cornstalk. We're going to do a live sale tonight. This is our first one on our regular Cranberry Cornstalk webpage. We've been practicing on my personal page, but tonight we decided to try it live. Bear with us, we don't do anything right, but we're going to try. If you're interested, we did a little bit better, but the thing about lives is, I guess I'm just going to have to get used to it. The thing about lives is people walk in the door when you're doing them. People interrupt you. The phone rings that your video, like I was videoing with my own phone, and of course my phone rings off the hook, and it just kept ringing, and people would call for various things. It was just kind of comical, but I guess it's something that we have to get used to in the Facebook Lives because it is a live feed. And so I think both weeks we had a customer come in at the door, and last week one of my employees, her relative or whatever, had to come in and get her paycheck right in the middle. It's just so funny, but that's something we're getting used to. So if you're like me and you just keep putting it off and putting it off, you're just accept the fact that your first Facebook Live is just going to be bad. I expected it to be. That's why I'm hesitant to go public. After we get it down at least a little bit better presentable wise, and know like things like sizes and how many of an item we had. Last week we did clothing, and I had to literally count while everybody's watching me how many smalls, how many mediums, how many larges in a top or whatever I was showing. So that was something else I got used to. But if you're like me and you just keep putting off, just do your first one. Keep it small. You know, I didn't advertise it or anything. These are just practice runs. And we did have people actually go to the site though, our regular website, and order. So it actually produced some responses, which is what we were trying to do, just to get exposure. So it's not for naught, I guess you could say. It did get us somewhere, but it's practice, and I practice on my own people, so it wasn't too bad. It's embarrassing, and it's not what you want to present out. And of course I think I look fat, and I think I look old, you know, all those things. But if you're like me, just do it. Just if you have to, don't even put it in. And have another tip I have, what I think really helped me was to have, like, I helped a girl that helped me in my store, like have a second person with you. The girl that works for me helped me. She actually held the camera. We have a tripod stand, but it was nicer to have on my side when I'm presenting. It was nicer to have someone to actually talk to, so I didn't feel like I was talking to myself. That's another good point. I think I really like that better than if I had to do it all alone. So I thought I'd share some of the video with you for kicks and giggles, I guess. And I do have some working video this week. I made a bunch of candles, and this was actually just a small amount. I caught up an order, the tail end of an order that I shipped to from, I think it was New Hampshire, but then I had a little bit extra to add to my store shelf. So I'm getting bare. I'm selling out of candles like crazy. I don't know what it is with you people and your sweet tobacco, but I can't keep it in. It's blowing off my shelves as fast as I make it. And this video, I think I just made a really small batch, so not a big deal, but I need to get at. This is Easter weekend, and I'm having a hard time finding the time, but I really need to be making some big batches of candles and stuff. So anyway, it's Easter weekend. Sales are a little slower than normal, but it's every year. I look back at the last 4 years, they were really slow until June. So let that be a confidence booster for those of you who are in retail as well. It's not just you, you're not alone. It's the season. Not bad, just not great. It picks up, if I remember right, it picks up again. I'm trying to think what my sales were last year. Maybe I'll share them at some point. But don't give up hope and stay strong. Keep your chin up and do those Facebook Lives. They're really important and they'll be worth it in the end.